Welcome to the Let's Talk BS podcast. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Sofia, and we're coming to you live from the
757, where we discuss real estate,
culture, and current events.
Hey, what's going on, Sofia? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's Friday. I feel like we haven't recorded on a Friday in a little bit. It's been maybe a month or so.
It has been a while since we recorded on a Friday.
Oh, yeah. How's everything going with you?
Everything is good. I feel like our camera guy is just tired.
Tip tired, yeah. I feel it. Yeah, we're coming up on the final stretch of summer. You know, school is right around the corner.
Leo season is coming down to an end.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yep. So I'm excited. I was, this weekend, some of the things that we got that are on the agenda is to get some stuff for the kids for school.
Okay.
So I'm excited to get that process started. Kids been kind of wearing me thin lately, with work and all the other different things we juggle. But yeah, definitely excited, man.
Yeah, it makes you appreciate the people who watch them for you, right?
Yeah. I seen on Facebook the other day, I seen somebody post talking about, teachers getting paid more and getting raises and things of that nature. And so, I was like, I actually liked the post. I was like, I because I didn't even really know the person. You know what I mean? I was like, but you know what? I felt led. Let me go ahead and hit like. Yeah. I was like, I can't wait for my kids to get back to school, man. Can't wait. Can't wait.
You know what's funny? I was in Panera Bread with my kids having lunch a couple days ago. And it was 3 teachers behind me that were freely talking about the school system. Mm-hmm. And they literally were talking about the schools and how some of them are compared to the others. Mm-hmm. And I was actually shocked at how free they were talking because they didn't know who was sitting there.
Yeah. And
it could have been anybody. And I mean, they were borderline racist with it too.
Oh, wow.
I was like, whoa. Yeah, I was shocked to hear it, honestly. Because they weren't quiet about it.
Yeah, we in Virginia, man. Virginia's, it's not too far removed from a lot of those, things. So I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised at all.
Yeah, lately I've been hearing a little more race-related conversations. Yeah. More freely at that.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, I feel like it's been like that for a minute now. I mean, especially on social media. I mean, to me, I look at that all as being the same. People expressing themselves on social media, people expressing themselves, around you. To me, that's all the same, man. I feel like, for the last 8 years or so, man, it's been people just have free will to say whatever they want to say,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But yeah, I haven't started or done any. Well, I did some clothing school shopping
mm-hmm.
A few weeks ago, but. Outside of that, as far as school supplies, I literally was in Target yesterday looking for a couple things that I needed. And I went to the school section and I looked at the school supplies and I was like, yeah, I ain't doing this shit right now.
Yeah. You got to kind of gear up to do that, man.
Yeah, I wasn't mentally there. I was like, I don't feel like doing this right now.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I feel you on that.
Now, I will say I'm happy that my high schooler, all she needs is a 5-star, Trapper notebook thing. It's got 5 different subjects and maybe a binder. She's set. Maybe some pens and pencils. It's the little ones. They be wanting the world.
Yeah.
They want glue sticks, glue tubes, pencils, crayons, colored pencils, all the things. And I'm like, and then sometimes they get even nifty with it and they're like, oh, well, get 3 red folders, get 2 blue ones and 1 white. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I can go and get whatever folder I wanted. If I wanted pink ponies, pink ponies is what it was.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a reason behind it. I mean, it seems like, just probably color coordinating stuff for certain things to kind of make things a little bit more, seamless.
Guess.
But yeah, I get it. I understand. I feel you. I used to do the same thing, man. So
I feel like I'm wasting money at this point because then they send all this stuff back to me at the end of the school year.
Yeah. So my kids' school, it's pretty cool. They just do it's more of a community type of thing. So
that's how it is.
They get all the stuff that they're asked, and then they all use it together. So they never really have stuff, I would say, sent home. It's kind of always at the school. Besides obviously they have their folders and stuff that they keep their homework in, but all the supplies when it comes to pencils and pencil sharpeners and, paper and all that. They kind of use all that as in a community, I guess you can say. So it kind of just stays there.
Same at my kids' school. I mean, you know, but at the end of the year, because the teachers don't really, I'm assuming that maybe they don't know if they're going to be in that classroom the following year.
Gotcha.
So they'll send back whatever that parent bought.
Gotcha. Yeah, they don't be sending our stuff back if there is leftovers. I don't even know if it is.
Oh, well.
So, yeah.
Hey. So what's been going on the last couple weeks?
Let me see. So the last couple weeks, just been really busy with work, man. Had a pretty big July. The team did as well, so I'm excited for that. My son's birthday was earlier this week, Tuesday, which was August 12th. And so we had his birthday party. Like really, I would say the last like 4 or 5 days, from starting at last Thursday and then finishing up on Tuesday, it's been pretty much everything circled around him. He turned the big 7. So I'm excited about that, man. He had a 7-year-old doctor's appointment this morning, you know what I mean? So we got to see his height and his weight, and it's funny, man. He's growing, man. It's tripping me out, really, to be honest with you. My mom the other day was like, he's a third to being a grown man at 21. I'm like, Mom, don't say stuff like that. Don't do that. Don't put it in that perspective, because I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not ready to start thinking like that, But yeah, so we had his birthday party on Saturday. Was at Just Birdies.
Just wait. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Yeah, his birthday party on Saturday was at Just Birdies in Norfolk. It was crazy because we actually had it originally set up for X Golf, and I don't know what's going on. I was actually having a conversation with another gentleman that's in this industry. We were talking about X Golf, and they just got some stuff going on, man. But we had to end up pivoting and having it at Just Birdies, and it was cool, man. Kids loved it. He got to reconnect with some of his friends that he hadn't seen since school got out. So that was really, really cool. Played a whole bunch of games, obviously family came out, grandparents, all that was cool, man. So we had a really, really good time. Then on Tuesday, we went out to dinner, got some pizza at a spot not too far from us at Wasserhound Brewery is the name of it. I'd been hearing that their pizza was really good, so we went there and ate. So that was really cool. The food was really good. The pizza was good. We got our cake from Sweet Cream, like we always do. Shout out to them, for always holding us down when it comes to any type of celebration. So that was cool, man. And then we still got the Tides game left. Every year we always go to a Tides game for the kids. And last Thursday when we were going to go, it was raining. So we decided to wait until the next opportunity when they have a day game where it's not raining. So definitely looking forward to that. But yeah, outside of that, that's pretty much it for real. Just his birthday, and then really just working. Played a decent amount of golf. I hadn't really played very much since we came back from the golf trip, but me and Niall went out there maybe like 2 or 3 times over the last like week and a half. So that was good to kind of, knock the cobwebs off the clubs, since playing in South Carolina. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you? What you been doing?
Well, the day after that, the last time we recorded, it was actually my birthday. So I did absolutely nothing. So
okay.
That was very relaxing. The day after that was my daughter's birthday. So we ended up taking her to different places and different things that she wanted to do. She wanted to go have sushi one day. She got her nails done the next day. She got a chance to go shopping. She got a chance to order like a bunch of stuff that she wanted or had been wanting. She
How
likes
old did she turn?
She's 10.
10. Okay, that's a big number. That's a big birthday.
Yep.
Okay,
so
double digits.
She loves K-pop, so she likes this group called Stray Kids or something like that.
Okay.
And so she got a bunch of merch
for
them. So she was excited about that. Let me see what else we did. We attempted to go to Ocean Breeze for her birthday, but it was like raining during that time. It was raining a lot. So we just had like an indoor celebration at my house, and I cooked. I did like a fish type of thing, with like salad and charcuterie and stuff like that. And she had some people over, and we just hung out.
Cool.
So it was a nice time.
Cool. That's good.
It was a real good time. Yeah, 10 is big.
Yeah, it's a big number, man.
It is. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. So she was excited. She loved all her gifts. She was excited to get her nails done and her feet done and all that stuff. So she got to be a big girl.
That's good.
Outside of that, let me see. What else did I do? I have really, since coming back from Nashville took me out, okay? I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm getting old,
I was about to say, look, I'm glad you said it.
2 to 3 business
get
days
old,
ain't
man.
enough. I
You
need
get
like
old, man.
2 to 3 weeks.
That recovery time is different. That recovery time is different, man. Yeah.
I literally have been like sluggish. I got back in the gym last week. I had to take a week off because I just couldn't get there. Like, I literally just couldn't wake up in time. So I went to the gym 3 days last week. I went to the gym 4 days this week. So I'm back. I feel like I'm back in my groove now.
Yeah, back in the routine.
But man, I needed some days. I was like, I can't jump right back into this. It's crazy.
Nah, that's a real thing, man. Like I said, I went to on a golf trip, I think a week or two before you went to Nashville. And I mean, I felt the same thing. Like, out there golfing, we're out there in the heat, for 5-6 hours a day.
That's how it was for us.
So
we were out in the heat drinking.
Yeah, and like I said,
5-6 hours a day.
Yeah, drinking as well. So it's just one of those things where it's like when I got back, like I couldn't get back into the routine. It took me about a good week and a half. I was sporadically. I would go to the gym maybe once or twice, and then obviously this whole summer's been kind of weird, especially since my kids got out of camp. They were in camp at the beginning part of the summer, but since then, I mean, it's just we've been going out to eat more, staying up later, just kind of having those types of evenings versus like when it's the school year.
You in bed by 8:30.
I'm a very regimented person, so yeah, I'm in the bed at a certain time. So the last month of this summer so far has been just like it's been hit or miss, man, when it comes to everything.
That's how it's been for us too, and that's what made me struggle for the gym because like I'm used to getting up at 4:35 to go to the gym. And if I'm staying up till 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, that ain't happening.
Sure. Yeah.
So then I found myself going to the gym later in the day. And then, that just makes your whole day crazy. So I don't know. But besides that, I haven't really done anything. I just been chilling.
That's what's up. You got anything, I guess, before the summer ends? I was sitting there trying to figure out what I'm going to do, man, with my family before, since we got probably about 3 weeks before school or 2 weeks before school starts. This weekend actually supposed to be really nice.
Yeah, my cousin was supposed to come in town, and he actually got his daughter to live with him for her final year in high school. So I was planning to take them to the beach and kind of show her Virginia Beach and stuff like that. But I don't know. I guess they have plans changed. So I said, and with my cousin, he's always like making plans, canceling them. I was like, let me stop you there. I'm about to go make these plans. Now you got to catch me if you can.
Catch me if you can.
I can't sit and wait on you. So now I got some other stuff that I'm going to take care of. But hopefully he does really come later tonight or maybe tomorrow and we can still go to the beach and do some of the things that I had planned so she can get, a good taste of Virginia
Beach,
while she here.
For sure.
Yeah. It's her first time actually living here now.
Yeah. This weekend's supposed to be dope. I'm still trying to figure out, probably go down to the beach as well or do something, this weekend with the fam. And but that's what's up.
On Monday, I'm going to DC. But
that's where I saw you won them the tickets to the football game. Yeah. Now, question. So you won the tickets. So I'll let the people know. They send an email out, giving away tickets to a preseason game for the Commanders up in D.C. And then they asked 3 trivia questions about football, about the Commanders, if I'm not mistaken. So my question is, did you know those answers or did you just use Google?
I did not use Google.
Oh, okay.
I used ChatGPT.
Oh, see. Okay. Same difference. Remember they used to say that back in the day? Same difference. You use somebody else other than your brain. So that's, I just wanted to get clarification on that.
I loved how you dropped it. Was like, oh, okay.
Now, I was going to reference because remember before we had talked about like, the Google, the different platforms and the things that we would not want to use. You were talking about Bing and all that stuff. So I was just
But I didn't use Google though.
Okay. All right. Definitely you didn't use Bing either.
No,
so you can say,
I did.
Yeah, okay then.
I used ChatGPT.
So, hey, look, so exactly. So,
but hey,
you ain't use what you said.
It ain't powered by Google. That's all I'm saying. I was willing to let Google go because, see, there's other platforms that you can use. That was my whole point back then.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, cool. Like I said, you have a good way of trying to twist things up. Nah, you have a good way of trying to twist things up.
You lose some. You ain't going to win this battle today.
I might try to win. I might try to win. But my point I was making was that you didn't use your own brain. I was wondering if you actually knew that.
I used my brain. My brain told me to go to ChatGPT and put in the answers.
You know what? See, look, there you go again. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so don't try to chop it up.
Choose your words wisely.
No, my words is wise. My words is real wise. But that's what's up. You said you wanted tickets, so y'all going on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then all I have to do is pay for a hotel.
Sweet.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that on Monday. And then we have like a week or two. I think for us we have 2 weeks left. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna find something. Now I do. Have you seen that Denzel Washington movie that came out today with Rihanna's man? What's Rihanna's man name?
A$AP Rocky.
Yes. So it's A$AP and Denzel Washington. Ice Spice is in the movie. It comes out today.
Yeah, I think Spike Lee's the one that directed it. Yeah.
I want to see that.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So I'll probably make plans to see that in the next couple weeks before it comes out on Apple TV, because I definitely want to go to I want the theater experience.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So what's been going on in mortgage?
Honestly, man, like I said, I've been pretty busy this the summertime. I've seen that things kind of start to cool off a little bit, just a little bit, I would say, as it typically does around, this time of the year when we're, turning the corner on summer. I've had a couple of situations that I wanted to kind of just bring up as far as things that, I think the listeners out there should, be mindful of. And one is variable income. I know we kind of maybe touched on that before, but I think maybe even putting more emphasis on it would be good, because I've seen it come up a lot lately when it comes to people qualifying. And so, when we look at variable income or look at your income, if you're in a position where you're making an hourly wage and you don't receive like paid time off, right? So let's say, if you're off one day during the week, or you don't go to work, you're sick, you call in sick, whatever it may be, if you're still not getting paid for 40 hours for that week, then we automatically have to put you in a bucket, I guess you can say, of being considered variable income. And what that does is that just makes us take a deeper look into your income and over a longer period of time as well. Right. We can't just say, hey, you make $30 an hour and we're going to use $30 an hour for you to qualify, right? Because, there may be some times where you do take off work, or you have taken off work during that time frame, and you're not actually making that 40-hour, amount during that week, right? So we have to, get a written verification of employment and actually look at what your income has been over the last 12 months, sometimes even longer than that. So I just wanted to bring that up because I know a lot of times I'm getting applications where, folks are, especially like during the summertime now, people are taking off work, people are doing different things, and that's impacting how much we potentially qualify or they qualify for. So I just want to make sure that people understood variable income and how we look at it. We don't look at it just like, hey, if you make this amount of money an hour and you typically work 40 hours a week, then we're going to base it off of a 40-hour work week. Because that's not, what it is all the time.
Yeah. And then another thing that I want to touch on is that some people like to round up. You get that a lot, right? So if you work 38 hours in that week, that is not 40.
Correct.
So you have to make sure that when your lender is asking you, hey, do you work 40 hours a week? 40 means 40. It doesn't mean 39, doesn't mean 38, doesn't mean 37. It doesn't mean that you work 40 hours one week and then the next week you work 20, but you want to use 40. Can't do that.
Yeah. Or if you work 42 hours this week and then work 37 last week, and so now you averaging it out to be 40 hours, that's not how it goes. You have to be clocking at least 40 hours each week for it not to be considered variable. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so we do have hourly wage employees that, they truly work the 40 hours. And if they do truly work the 40 hours, that means that there's some type of benefit in there. So if they were to call out, maybe they have sick time, or maybe they have vacation time that they can use to make up their hours. And there's a lot of employers that do operate that way. So there's no way that you can take less than the 40 hours unless you can get actually written up for that, right? And so those types of employees, we can truly use that 40 hours and get you qualified based on that. But if at any time your income drops below 40, then we have to average that out over 12 months.
Yeah.
And where that can hurt you is in 12 months, a lot can happen, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can get multiple raises in 12 months. You can have time off or get sick or whatever the case may be, whatever may have happened to you in that 12 months. Now we have to average and use that full 12 months of income to qualify you. So at the beginning of the 12 months, if you weren't quite working 40 hours, or if you may have gotten sick, or maybe you had to take time off because of you taking care of a family member, whatever the case may be, now we have to average out your time based over 12 months as opposed to just using 40 hours. So that can significantly change your approval. So you just want to make sure that you're being upfront, because you never want to get, caught up to where you can't move forward on a property because you didn't properly give your income information up front. And it's our job to check it, but we don't want you to be disappointed when you get the feedback that you weren't ready to receive.
Yeah, and just understanding like that's what that is. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of times I'm having conversations and folks just feel like, I don't know, that they're just not grasping the concept of the variable income and why, that now, has their qualification amount be a little less than what they were anticipating,
Right.
So just understanding that, once you're in that situation where your income is not consistently 40 hours a week, then we're going to automatically put you at variable income.
Yep.
If you're an hourly employee.
Now to my salary employees.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the gold ticket, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's the gold ticket.
It
So
is.
if you are salaried, you just want to make sure that you provide just your annual salary. I mean, once you have that salary, you're going to get paid that amount typically, no matter what. I mean, obviously there's some employers where there's some caveat to that,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're salaried, we do look at what your annual salary is, and we utilize that to qualify you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So salary is really a golden ticket when it comes for us, when we're verifying income. It's easy. It is what it is, and we move forward. Now, there are some instances where on your pay stub, it may show an hourly rate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you may be on a contract. So I see a lot of teachers like this,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're a teacher, you get that contract. They tell you how much you made annually on your contract. You're definitely salary, right? But on your pay stub, it may appear that you are hourly. You want to make sure that you provide both your contract that shows that your salary and your pay stub. So that way we know the difference. I mean, if you have someone who's experienced, we're going to automatically know something like that.
Yeah.
But let's say you're not a teacher and you have that same circumstance. Definitely provide the information and let them know. And know your income. It's important to know your own income and how you're paid.
Yeah.
Definitely when you're purchasing a home. So
yeah.
If you don't know your income, if you don't know how you're paid, if you don't know the breakdown, reach out to your employer, reach out to your HR, get that information before you apply for the mortgage so you have a good understanding on how you're paid.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there, man. And something else that I've been seeing a lot lately, just, because we both been in the game for a while, when it comes to underwriting, right? We send everything.
Before you move to that next subject,
Okay.
we got to talk about business income.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
Go ahead. You go. I just talked about salary now.
You just brought it up. Go ahead. You can talk about business income. Go ahead. You got it.
All right. So one of the other incomes that we do consider when we are looking at your mortgage application is business income. So it's important to know what income can be used when you own a business. So if you're a business owner, a lot of people like to look at what your business made for the year. So that would be considered your gross income. But when it comes to a pre-approval for a mortgage, we're considering your net.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're taking a look at your 1040, which is the tax return that most of you get, and then you have your Schedule C, or you have your business return with S Corp,
Mm-hmm.
C Corp taxes, you want to look at not the top portion of that return, but more so the bottom where it says net profit and loss.
Yeah.
And if whatever that number is, typically that's what we're going to use to qualify you. So you want to make sure that if you're a business owner and you're in the business or you're in the market to purchase a home, that you are not writing off all of your income, because we see that a lot.
Yeah, we do.
So for example, if you're a business that earned $200,000 for that year, but of course, when you earn that much money, you have to pay taxes on it. But the sweet thing about business owners is that there's a lot of expenses that you can put into your tax return to write off, right? Now, if you said that your business wrote off $180,000 of the $200,000, well, we can only use $20,000 to qualify you now. So you want to make sure that if you are in the market to purchase a home, that you're not writing off everything, because we need to see income. We need to see your business making money.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, that's something that, like Sophia just said, we see all the time. You definitely want to make sure that you're giving a true indication of how the business is operating, right? Because ultimately, whatever you tell Uncle Sam, I mean, that's what we're going to be able to utilize when it comes to buying a home. And a lot of times it's counterproductive. You're trying to, keep as much money in your pocket and take advantage of all the different tax deductions and things that are out there for our business owners. But at the same time, I mean, if you're doing that, then when it comes to what income we can use for you, we can only use what you say that you're making. Right?
Exactly.
So,
you have to be a planner.
Yeah, you definitely got a plan. I mean, there's, now there's other different types of loan types that are a little bit more favorable for, entrepreneurs and business owners. Obviously, the trade-off is you're going to have a higher interest rate in most cases.
And you're going to
and you have to put down a little bit more as well. So that's kind of the trade-off in doing that, keeping that money in your pocket when it comes to tax time, but then you're having to put it, into the transaction when it comes to purchasing a home. So some of those different advantages that, maybe some first-time home buyers get when it comes to like lower down payment, or just buying a primary occupant or primary home, where you're putting down lesser down payments, you're going to kind of miss those because you've kept a little bit more money in your pocket when it comes to the business and how you operated it. So,
yes.
Yeah.
So my tip for business owners would be to get with your CPA before you purchase a home. Let them know what your plans are so they can advise you on how to file your taxes.
Yeah, most definitely. And I got I think one of our next guests, I haven't even talked to Sophia about this. One of the next guests we're going to have, I know we've already had an accountant come, one of my buddies, but one of my other buddies, man, he's a financial advisor. So I think that'll be good to maybe have, him come on, kind of give some, some information, some of the different tricks of the trade and things that, can help when it comes to, just planning. Because that's what he does. He helps people plan for, whatever they have going on. So I think that'll be good maybe for one of our next guests is to have, someone in that field to come.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. One of the other things that I wanted to touch on. Let me go to my notes. I'm getting old. I can't remember everything.
I'll go ahead and jump into what I was about to say.
Yeah, reserves.
Well, yeah. Just in
ultimately.
General. Yeah. So when it comes to like when we're having a file, like when you send us all your income documentation, we have a file created for you, and then we send it through what's called DU, which is Desktop Underwriter, right? And what that does is it kind of, it looks at everything that you have. It looks at, your credit. It looks at your housing experience. It looks at, your employment experience. It looks at your assets, all those things, right? And then it gives us a response. It'll say either the person's approved based on the findings or it's a refer, right? And refer means it's not approved.
Refer with caution.
Yeah.
Is actually what it says.
Yeah. Or it says refer eligible too.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So, what we do when that happens is, sometimes if it's a refer, we can do a manual underwrite where we send it to an underwriter and the underwriter can actually review it. And because if the loan meets some of the different criteria, then it still can be approved. Mm-hmm. But most of the time we go off the guidance of what, the automated system says, right? Mm-hmm. And so something that I've been noticing lately, I mean, there's been a couple files because we do it all the time, you kind of like as a loan officer know what it takes depending on a person's credit profile to get them approved. So you kind of know like the credit score, the debt to income ratio, even like how much money they need to have or whatever. So
we get to know how to push it to the max.
Yeah. So we get to know kind of like, okay, hey, this person may have a lower credit score, but if they have this amount of money in the bank, then it'll get an approved eligible. Or if this person, has a decent credit score, but doesn't have that very much money in the bank, then, it kind of just weighs itself out, right? And that's what the automated system does. But what I've been noticing, man, is it's changed, right?
It is.
Yes. A lot of the little, like she said, tricks of the trade, a lot of little things that when I've seen, that have been working over the years, I feel like they've been tightening it up a little bit, right? So like there's been, situations where I've had buyers who I feel like have a pretty strong credit profile, and it's just not giving us an approved eligible. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, the reason is just the amount of money you have, mm-hmm. right? And so I think that that's something that, I wanted to put out there that, make sure when you're in the process of getting ready to purchase a home, that you, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, make sure that you have, the right information. And then, save money, put money to the side, because that's going to be something that's going to really help you if you do fall short in some of those other areas like credit, like housing experience, like your debt to income kind of being at the top of the threshold. You definitely want to make sure that you have some money in reserves. And like I said, it could even be some retirement 401k, but I would prefer it to be liquid funds that you have the ability to be able to touch. I really recommend that, just because I've been seeing it so much lately, where I've had someone who's had a very strong credit profile and they don't have any money in the bank, and it's just not giving us an approved eligible. And so therefore, they're not having to be able to, or they're not able to qualify right now, or we're having to kind of push down or push away the closing date to have that person actually save to be able to purchase that home. And then that's when it becomes stressful, and time frames get switched up, and it just becomes not the greatest experience. So, they always say is, that proper planning will avoid those things, man. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you said it. You said everything.
Yeah.
You definitely want to have reserves. That's what we call reserves.
Yeah.
In your account when you're looking to purchase a home.
And reserve, just to be clear, reserve is so when you're in the process of purchasing a home and we're kind of narrowing down that purchase price and the purchase amount, a reserve is the payment that you're getting ready to pay, 1 month of that, right? So, once we calculate and figure out what taxes and insurance and all that good stuff is going to be, if your payment's going to be $2,500, then if you have $2,500 in your account, then it means you have 1 month of reserve. And then obviously 5,000 equals 2 months of reserves. And so obviously the more months you have in reserves, the stronger your credit profile is looked at, and that automated system is going to like it more, and the likelihood of you being approved is going to be that much greater. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that what would you recommend to have in the account? 1, 2, or 3 months of reserves?
Man, I say the more the merrier, man. I say 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah,
I was gonna
I would
say
say
the
3
same
months.
thing.
Yeah, because I mean, like I had a buyer, man. I mean, we went through hell and high water to get her qualified, man. This was I don't even have enough time to name all the different hoops that happened during the situation. But ultimately at the end, I mean, she had like a 680, 683, I think it was 683, 684 credit score. Had no derogatory things, nothing on the credit report that showed any type of like any type of like red flags, history, stuff that we look at. Everything was clean, and we weren't getting approved eligible because she just didn't have money, and it was tough. She ended up having to get a gift from a family member to make it work. But, it's just one of those things where, like, typically in the past, with that 680 credit score, we consider that being a pretty solid credit score, right?
Yeah,
so
that's considered good credit.
Yeah, that's considered good credit. So, and I would say as recent as 6 months ago, a person with a 680 credit score and they maybe didn't have very much money saved, I mean, we get those approved all day, every day, but now with the person with that kind of credit profile, they still wanted to see that they had some money to fall back on. So if something were to happen, things were to get tight, mortgage, they'll be able to still maintain their mortgage. And so those are some of the different things that we've just been seeing that's been a little tightened when it comes to, just the overall approval process.
Yeah. You know what? I have a funny story. So yesterday I was at home making me, lunch or whatever, and the HOA president came and knocked at my door. He was like, "Hey, you're a lender."
Oh, for real? He knows what you do?
He knows what I do.
Okay.
And he was like, we have somebody that's looking to purchase a house in a neighborhood, and we're not on the FHA approved condo list, because I live technically in a condo. It looks like a single family. If you were to come to my house, you would think that it was a single family, but it's not. You would know that it's an HOA, but you wouldn't think it was a condo. It's what we call a detached condo. And so the president was like, "Well, do you think that we should get on this approved list?" I was like, "Yes, absolutely. You should get on the FHA approved list." And then, we talked about interest rates right now. And we talked about the likelihood of people getting approved, right? And right now, the FHA loan product is on the more popular side when you have a credit score like a 680. So, I just wanted to touch on that because it was something that just happened to me yesterday.
And what's funny? It was funny. Funny story about that too, that you don't even know this, but you may know. I don't know. But
maybe.
But LaKayla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, LaKayla. She has a listing that is in your neighborhood.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so it's funny because a buyer got under contract, and the loan officer that they were using was actually with OVM, with where we work, right? And but they were having issue because the buyer can only qualify FHA financing. And then I guess you may know this because I mean, it's your neighborhood, but there was some type of, I don't know, not a misunderstanding because right now it's showing that that neighborhood does not allow FHA financing. And so I don't know if maybe that's part of one of the reasons why the HOA president came there.
It was
But
that.
then,
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah.
It was actually that. I
Yeah.
didn't want to like go into details.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. But then it was crazy because what LaKayla was telling me
It's
was
not that they don't allow it. It's just that they're not on
FHA.
yeah,
They want
they're
on
not
FHA
on the
approved
list.
Yeah. They want FHA approved list.
So I told them to put our condo associate. I was like,
Yeah.
some of your bigger names like Culpeper Landing. I couldn't think of any of the other surrounding neighborhoods, but they're all on the list. Why not be put on the list?
Yeah. So I was just
Cove,
so it was just funny that you had brought that up because I literally had a conversation with LaKayla probably Tuesday, Wednesday about her listing, and she had got on a contract one time before with an FHA buyer, and it fell out, and then now she had another offer come in that was FHA again, and so she'd been communicating with the HOA trying to get it FHA approved so that she can, because the most of the buyers she's been having to come to like the home can only have FHA finance, only qualify for FHA finance.
Yeah, I told them that. I was like, I said, in order for a person to use conventional, I mean, they have to have an excellent credit profile.
Yeah.
And
especially now, like I said,
nowadays,
with things being a little bit tougher, man.
With higher interest rates, that means you have more borrowers, having higher credit card debt. Maybe they missed the payment. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they were late. That one thing can make you not qualify for a conventional
I'll even say this. I got a buyer now that I'm helping that has a 785 credit score. Mm-hmm. Listen to this, 785 credit score. Mm-hmm. And it's cool because they came to me like maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. I had a home buyer seminar that I did with an agent. They came to me. I took their application. Their credit was in the fives. It was pretty bad. It was a lot of stuff they had to work on. But I gave them the game plan, and they did everything. Like, they literally did everything that I said. And so now their score is at a 785, and they've actually paid everything off. So if you look at their credit report, they don't have anything actively that they're paying, right? And we were trying to go conventional because conventional has more favorable mortgage insurance, and it doesn't have that MIP that's on the front of the loan as well, right? But it's funny, the conventional, when we ran it through the automated system, didn't like it, just because even with them having a 785 credit score, because they had a history maybe about 18 to 24 months ago of being late and having late payments and those things during that time, even though they've kind of rectified it and and their credit score reflects a very strong credit profile, conventional still didn't like it. So we had to go FHA. And that just gives you an example of like, even if you're good now, even if you're in a better spot now, you may have a stronger credit score. If you have your history can definitely haunt you, and that's one of those things where, I was kind of shocked by that. I was like, dang, I'm surprised I'm not getting an approved eligible when it comes to conventional. Yeah. That's the product we were looking to try to do and kind of save them a couple more dollars.
Were they putting down the minimum as well?
Of course. Yeah. If they were a first-time home buyer, they were getting down payment assistance. They were a first-time home buyer,
Yeah, sometimes that can happen too.
For sure.
A lot of the underwriting systems nowadays, they want to see either down payment or they want to see money in their account.
They
want to see you put skin in the game. He said it all the time.
Yeah.
Put skin in the game.
There you go. Yeah. Because I even say with them, they actually had a couple dollars. Like, it wasn't like they didn't have any money. I mean, they probably had about maybe 2 to 3 months of worth of reserves in their account, So, I mean, it wasn't like, like the first situation that I mentioned where the person didn't have anything. Like, they actually had a couple dollars, but it was just a matter of their history, from a year and a half, 2 years ago was really, hurting them.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I know that we always talk about the front end stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But I want to touch base on some of the paperwork that's involved with purchasing a home. So one thing that I know came up recently in one of your files, but I wanted to make sure that we brought it up again, was for the people who are juniors, seconds, thirds, seniors, you want to make sure that when you're buying a house, that you utilize your full name. Mm-hmm. Now, for you, it was a junior situation. Mm-hmm. For me, it was a situation where the person didn't use a middle name when they bought the house, and someone had they had the same exact name and was born in the same year. Mm. And something as small as a middle name would have helped us identify that person. So you want to make sure that when you're purchasing, that you use or you utilize as much correct information about yourself to make your profile stand out, because there can be multiple Bryan Roysters. There can be well, probably not me, but
They could. There's
Sofia Kiflay.
I'm
I
just
don't
saying,
know about that one.
There's a possibility. There's a possibility.
I don't know. I think there's only one, and I'm able to Google her. She's an artist and she lives in Africa.
Hey.
But
Well, there's multiple. Because you won too, right?
But there can be multiple people with the same name born in the same year. And you don't want to get your profile confused with someone, especially if it's dealing with a different state where, you know, someone doesn't have as much access. Like for me and Bryan, we have a lot of access when it comes to obtaining information in the state of Virginia. We could probably go as far as getting information from maybe North Carolina, Maryland, Florida on the East Coast. But when you're dealing with like Idaho, something as simple as you just having your middle name on your documentation can help someone in Virginia when we're looking to identify you. So
For sure, I agree.
Again, the junior thing, I know that's a very popular thing. If you have a kid and you and your kid has the same name, you want to make sure that you're utilizing your senior or utilizing your junior or utilizing the second, third, fourth, because we need to be able to distinguish parent versus child. And a lot of the times I've seen it on credit reports where I'm talking to a junior and they're like, oh, that was my dad's. They got us confused. And now they have to sit and rectify, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure.
Honestly, for me, just as funny, just because I've been in the business for a while, and I remember having a lot of those situations. My dad even experiencing it because my dad's a junior. I remember when I was helping my dad purchase a home many years ago, or actually was refinancing his home at that time. That we having issues because it was showing up that he had passed away, and we were like, hold on, no, my dad's right here, and what it was, it was his father, he had passed away at that time when we were, he had passed away many years before that, but he had passed away. And so it was kind of because their name was similar or the same, just the junior, wasn't there. My dad didn't put the junior on there. So it was showing up, even with their date of births being, not the same or whatever. It was still giving us issues. And we had to like kind of go jump through some hoops to be able to, show that my dad was actually living and it wasn't somebody trying to buy or refinance a house in a deceased person's name. And so that was one of the driving forces for me when I had my son. Was I didn't name him after me because I just didn't want to have him have those, those hurdles and things, or those, things that can prevent him from doing things later on. Because I was like, shoot, I don't know how things will be 40, 50 years from now. And he's trying to maneuver and do stuff and he's having to jump through this extra hurdle and all that. I was like, I didn't want him to have that type of trouble. So that's really, I would say, probably the main reason why I didn't name him after me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I didn't really go that deep. I just didn't want a junior, but Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, now I will say my son's name is very similar to his father's name, but it's not the same. Yeah. Yours is completely different.
Yeah. I mean, they're completely different with just being completely different. But I didn't want to, I was going to, most, and I guess I can speak for, the men out there. A lot of times what men do is they want their son to be their junior. You know what I'm saying? They want their son to bear their name. So it was something that came across my mind and I was thinking about it. But I remember that experience with my father and how we had to do that. And just other people I had to help that had a similar experience like that. I was like, man, this just seems like a lot of extra little stuff. And I just didn't want my son to have to go through that stuff later on if he's trying to maneuver and do stuff. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, it's about that time.
Oh, yeah.
It's about that time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we usually play One Gotta Go. But in this case, we are going to be deciding on which battle we consider to
have the most like records that come out with the best music during the battle.
Yes.
Yeah.
What beef created the most music?
Yeah, the best music.
Or the best music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you got 4 choices, like always.
Yep.
So the first rap beef battle that I'm going to name is going to be Jay-Z and Nas.
Okay.
I feel like that was a classic.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I remember when that came out. The second one that I'm going to name is Biggie and Tupac. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that beef ended catastrophically, but
it did.
There was some great music made.
Yeah, it was. Hit them up. Yeah.
The third.
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry, I was about to go the wrong way. Go ahead.
Rap beef battle I'm going to name is Gucci Mane and Jeezy.
Yeah.
They're
That
both
was a
still
good one,
living,
too.
but
That
it
was a
could have
good one.
went way left. And then the last one is going to be Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Oh, that's the most recent one.
That's the most recent
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So out of the 4, I want you to vote on the one that you can either say they won or, I mean, well, not won, but the best, or you could say it created the most music. Which one would you be willing to watch all over again, or be a part of it all over again, listening to the music, listening to the back and forth and things like that?
Got you. So, that's a good one, man. That's a good one, because those are all legendary beefs, man. Legendary beefs, and they all had great music come from them. I would say, so we'll do the reverse what we typically do, because we normally say one got to go. So I'll do the reverse of that. So the one that I feel like I can, move over to the side, out of the 4 would be the Gucci Mane and Jeezy beef.
Okay.
I really liked the music that came out of it, but I feel like that was more like street beef. They had mixtape songs and shots and stuff that they threw at each other. A lot of good songs, but I feel like if you're purely talking about the music itself, that one's probably the lesser out of those 4.
Okay.
Then the next one I would say would be Biggie and Pac. Even though Biggie and Pac, obviously we know how that ended. I still think Pac, this record hit him up. I mean, how he started the track. I mean, everybody knows how he started that track. So, first of all, I ain't gonna go there, but yeah. So that's like, yeah, that's bad. That's bad right there. And they had a couple of songs going back and forth, but again, out of those 4, I would say, that would be the second one that's over there that's not as far as the best music out of it. So for me, it comes down to the Jay-Z Nas beef and the songs that came from that, and the Drake and Kendrick one that's just most recent. I think a lot of people have like recency bias. I think there was really good songs that came out of the Drake and Kendrick battle. It's funny because a lot of people not like us won a Grammy, performed at the Super Bowl. That was a big hit, big hit record, right? But that really wasn't even my favorite from Kendrick during this beef. Euphoria was my favorite one. And then Drake, a lot of people don't talk about the Family Matters song that came out because he put Not Like Us literally right on, like he basically stomped on it. He put it out like maybe, I think it said like within like 30 minutes after it came out. But Family Matters goes hard. Like, if y'all listen to that right now, since the beef's kind of done, sailed a little bit, Family Matters goes hard. But to me, Jay-Z and Nas had the best music out of their beef, man, in my personal opinion.
Is it biased because you love Jay-Z?
Nah, I think Jay-Z and Nas songs, I mean, even to this day, like Takeover, Super Ugly, I mean, Ether, like there's an actual verb called ether. When someone says, oh, you got ether, that means that you got like flamed, you got beat because of the Nas song Ether that came out. You know what I'm saying? So if you ask me,
okay.
Yeah, if you ask me, I would say that Jay-Z and Nas, it's close. It's not like it's like, a landslide, but I would say Jay-Z and Nas beef had better music that came out. Because even Not Like Us, to me, I think it's just catchy. It's not the song itself and what he says in it. It ain't really like that for real. But the Nas Jay-Z thing, they had lyrics. They were like, it was better to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now it's my turn.
Yep.
All right. So out of the 4, we got Gucci Mane and Jeezy, Biggie and Tupac, Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and then Jay-Z and Nas. I thought we were on the same page, but I think we're going to be slightly different.
Okay.
So I am going to agree with you when it comes to Gucci Mane and Jeezy. I'm going to put that one to the side just because, like you said, it was a little too street for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't sit here and rap a song where they had beef and I'm like, yeah, every word for word. No.
I got you.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I think my second runner-up that I'm going to put to the side as well is going to be Biggie and Tupac, even though they definitely had their battles. I just feel like they both were great artists, but I'm just going to put them to the side.
Okay.
Then we have the next one that I'm putting to the side is Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that I'm putting them to the side is because Kendrick made it to the Super Bowl to perform Not Like Us. There's nobody that I know of that made it to the Super Bowl to get the crowd to sing along to the song about a rap beef. The whole song is about beefing with Drake. And he was able to perform that in a stadium in front of millions of people amongst millions of viewers. I feel like that's just, I mean, it's elevated.
Funny? You know what's funny about that, though?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who picks the Super Bowl act?
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Jay had to crawl. Jay had to crawl so Kendrick could walk. That's just what it comes down to.
See, I told y'all he loved Jay-Z.
No, I mean, I'm being honest. That has nothing to do with me loving Jay-Z. That's a fact. It has a fact. I mean, that's just a simple fact. Back in the early 2000s when Jay-Z and Nas had their beef, there weren't doing hip-hop acts like that at the Super Bowl. Jay-Z had to be who he is and had to be able to be in the rooms that he's been able to get into to be able to bring those stages to the hip-hop community. That's all I'm saying.
This love for Jay-Z go deep. Jay-Z, listen, if you ever watch this podcast, please come and meet this man.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, it's the truth. I'm not saying nothing that's crazy right now.
Well,
but I feel you. We disagree on that.
I will say that you are right. Jay-Z does pick the acts, but he was not in this beef. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't count.
No, I'm just saying
that he wasn't
that
actively beefing.
I'm just saying if Jay-Z wasn't Jay-Z,
if Jay-Z would have got up there and, spit a few about Drake.
Actually, you know what's funny, though? You know what's funny is the rumor is Jay-Z's actually supposed to perform this upcoming year's Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
That's the rumor.
I've seen that.
That's the rumor.
Where is it going to be again?
It's in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
And so I've never been there. Everybody knows who knows me. I'm a 49ers fan. And so if the 49ers were to make it again, or if Jay-Z, it depends. I may try to make that happen, man. The Super Bowl costs a lot of money, man. I was just like, when I stroked that check, boy, I had to like, what they call it, honey-do list for, the wife. I had to do a lot of things on a honey-do list to be able to have that happen. So I don't know if I can get that twice in this short period of time. But if the 49ers do go to the Super Bowl.
You can go and tailgate.
No, if I'm going to the game, I'm going to go to the game. You know what I'm saying? Especially out in California. It's not like it's...
That's what I'm saying. You can go tailgate.
Nah. If I'm going to go, I'm going to go. So, but yeah, hopefully Jay gets to perform this year, man. That'd be dope if he does. If he picks himself to do that, that'd be cool.
That's what's up. So I guess we kind of already touched on what we got coming up. I really don't have anything but the football game.
Yeah, I don't got much, man. Let me think. Like I said, this weekend, I'm definitely going to do something with the fam. Probably go down to the beach. Probably hit up the Atlantic, get some oysters.
How many Brick gonna eat this time? About 150?
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe she'll top. Maybe she'll do at least 101. I don't know. I think that was just kind of a thing that day. I don't think that she would try to attempt to do that again. You know what I'm saying?
Did she feel bad afterwards?
Nah, she said she didn't.
Oh.
She said she didn't.
Hey.
Yeah. So, I mean, she was cool with it, man. So
gotta go for 105.
105? Yeah. I don't know. We'll see, man. If the kids push her and I push her, maybe she'll do it, but I doubt it, though, man. I doubt it.
Like, is it raw, though? 100?
Yeah, she likes raw ones. I mean, I like raws, too, but that's all the ones she had.
I don't think I've ever had raw oysters, ever.
Oh, for real?
Mm-mm.
All of your oysters have been like Rockefeller oysters?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, she likes the raw ones. I like both. I mean, I like raw and I like Rockefeller.
Like both of them.
Yeah, both of them. So, yeah, but we'll definitely probably hit up the Atlantic this weekend, man. And I'm pretty sure I'll probably try to throw in some time for golf as well with the weather being nice. So, and I need to get back on the boat, too. I want to do that. My boy Chris, nice. I'm going to holler at him and try to get out there here in the next week or two.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's all we got for you today. Of course, you can follow me on social media at I am Sofia KB.
Yeah, you can follow me at Bryan, BRYAN _Royster. And
you can follow the podcast at Let's Talk BS PC.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.